how to apply for a job, how to advance from the...
We talked about this.
Right,
so
but...
much music, and that slideshow took up so much time that we don't have time for your number.
I just thought, because, like...
I know.
I was just a sophomore when I did How to Succeed, so I thought it was... Okay, but... Okay. Okay, we'll sneak one in. We'll sneak one in. Okay, give it up for David Jarkey, first and foremost, on the keys. He is going to be accompanying many of our performers tonight. Thank you so much for joining us today. In honoring Mr. Clark, he is still with us. I know the slideshow kind of made it seem like he may have passed away. He's here. I see him. I see him with my own eyes. It's okay. Not a memorial, not a memorial. But my name is Sean Morgan, for those of you who don't know. I graduated in 2015, and I will be your MC, Master of Ceremonies for the evening, and I'm very happy to do so. That's very sweet of you. That's very sweet of you. So I did chamber choir and the musicals my entire 4 years here at NHS whenever possible. And I guess I wrote something down, but I just feel compelled to speak freely. I could have easily, in my estimation, become a little bit of a wayward teen back in the day. I think Mr. Connolly can attest to this, that the creative kind of arts that Mr. Clark made so available came to me a lot easier than something like physics, for example. To this day, I still think that Newton's third law is thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Never quite uncrossed those wires. But Mr. Clark taught me so much. And more important than his teachings, in my opinion, is the environment that he created. Mr. Clark, you created an environment on this stage and in that choir room where kids felt free, like myself, we felt free to be creative and curious and artistic without fear of judgment. And even while dealing with us moody teenagers, you led with empathy and kindness, and you worked hard to understand us and where we were coming from. You validated us. And to me, that's just like, it is what defines a great teacher and a great mentor. So basically, you will hear from a lot of other people tonight expressing a similar sentiment to what I am trying to say, that being that we all love you very much. We all are who we are now, in no small part because you were one of our educators, and that means everything, to me at least, and I'm sure to many of the other performers that will be up here tonight, as well as the speakers, people in the audience, people who were unable to make it here tonight for whatever reason. Because of you, because of the environment that you created, like I mentioned, on this stage, in that choir room, I met my best friend, who I text with every day, to this day, 10 years later. On this stage, I first had a little bit of a spark with the now love of my life, who is here somewhere in the audience. I don't quite know where she's sitting. Yes, and now we have a wedding to figure out. Thank you, yes, yes. My older sister is getting married in August, so we've got to figure out if we're going to fly or if we're going to drive. Lots to determine there. I did run that joke by her this morning, which is why you don't currently see a small blonde woman rushing the stage like Will Smith at the Oscars. Anyway, I should mention also that in the lobby by the box office, there is a donation bin. All of the proceeds in that bin will go towards establishing a scholarship in Mr. Clark's name. Yes, feel free to give however much you are able or feel comfortable at any given time. He has certainly earned that kind of honor, in my opinion, in the opinion of all of us here. And if at the end of the night you see me loading said bin into the back of my car, Don't worry, I have cleared that ahead of time, and I'm going to the Scholarship Establishment Center first thing in the morning. Okay, that's enough from me. Let's hear our first performer. Please give a warm round of applause, singing Gimme Gimme from Thoroughly Modern Millie, Haley Gilchrist, everybody.
Really quickly, I just want to backpack off of what Sean said. I think we all can agree, we all have one person in our lives that just, made such a huge impact and made us the people that we are today, and whether that be a coach or a teacher. And Mr. Clark, you were that person for me. I mean, you were my mentor. You supported me and encouraged my love for music, and now I work in the music business, and I am just so incredibly grateful to you, and you, I know so many other people feel that way. I just look back at high school as some of the best 4 years of my life, and I owe a lot of that to you, so thank you for everything. Never mind, let's just get to it. It's been a while since I've been up here. A simple choice, nothing more. This or that, either or. Marry well, social world, businessman, clever girl. Or pin my future on a green glass love. What kind of life am I dreaming of? I say, gimme, 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 that thing called love. I want it. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. I need it. Highs and lows, tears and laughter. Give me happy ever after. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. I crave it. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. I'll brave it. Thick and thin, rich or poor time. Gimme years and I want more time. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. I'm free now. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. I see now fly, dove, sing, sparrow. Gimme Cupid's famous arrow. Gimme, gimme, that thing called love. I don't care if he's a nobody. In my heart, he'll be a somebody. Somebody to love me. I need it. Give me that thing called love. I want it. Here I am, Saint Valentine. My bags are packed. I'm first in line. Aphrodite, don't forget me. Romeo and Juliet, me fly, dove, sing, sparrow. Give me Fat Boy's famous arrow. Give me that thing called love.
Haley Gilchrist, everybody. That is the power of Mr. Clark's teaching. We begin with a barn burner. Okay. Next, please welcome to the stage our first speaker of the evening, Eric Casey.
Hi, everybody. Oh, is this on? I came to the podium because there's tissues. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak and to be with all of you today celebrating Chris. We're so lucky and honored to be here, and I'm very grateful to be here and share with you some personal experiences that I've had growing up with Chris and everything. I was a very anxious child growing up, and I definitely found a lot of solace in music. I always sang in choirs and at church and everything when I went to church. So definitely in high school, I was super excited to be singing, but also the chorus is huge. It's like 100 kids, so it was very intimidating to be in that chorus with all different classmen and upperclassmen, and at the center of that was Chris. And he is a very sincere and wholesome, personable, and just caring person, and really made that, all the nerves and everything kind of settle down because he did make it such a welcoming and, nurturing environment for all of us. And singing as a group is so special. And, it definitely helped me, through challenges I had in school. Like, I was not, academically the best student. But again, and also Chris and Dave, you were my first real, look at, struggling with identity and authenticity. You were my first, gay couple that I witnessed, and you really did normalize that for me, and, just comforting in that. And years later, me and my partner would go see the Hartford Gay Men's Chorus, and I'm looking at the music director conducting, and I'm like, man, he looks so familiar. But the mustache threw me off. And I was like, man, he just looks just like Chris. And then they sang a song that we did in high school. And I laughed, and I took the program, and I looked, and it was him. And I was so excited to go and see you after that, and say this is my partner, and just really excited to see you. And we talked about it, and we had a couple friends in it, so we auditioned. And again, it's a very intimidating experience to go into a new group, and you don't really know a lot of people. And at the center of all of that, though, is Chris again. And, he treats us very similar to how he treats us as students, and, again, with that nurturing and sincerity, personable, and, just such a great individual. And he always says, and I love this, it's on a Monday night, so it's kind of hard, but he says we get to sing together. And that is so true, that we all get to sing together. And it is something I'm grateful for, and again, just so grateful for you that you do make that environment so welcoming, and everybody does as part of that group. And I know you guys, we are chosen family, so I do appreciate you and the whole group and everything, and just so happy and so excited to be able to be with everybody here tonight celebrating you. So congratulations, Chris, on your retirement, and thank you so much for having me up here.
Thank you, Eric. Give it up for Eric, everybody. Okay, for our next performance, performing Hot Honey Rag from Chicago, please welcome to the stage April Adorno and Jess Glasser, everybody. Give it up.
I'm going to totally take this down because I'm vertically challenged still. Yeah, I didn't grow since I graduated, so. So Chicago Hot Honey Rag, to me, holds a special place in my heart for two reasons, well, a few. First and foremost, Chris Clark, you introduced me to Fosse. as a dancer that a lot of my dance educators at the time did not introduce me to. So when I was in his choir and I sat front row as an alto, I would also bring in my little tap dance dictionary, and I would write down choreography. And Chris knew that I was a dancer. Obviously, if I'm bringing around a tap dance dictionary, I mean, no normal human, sane person does that. And he told me, "Have you heard about Fosse?" And I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Who is that?" So he gave me a DVD to watch over, I believe it was spring break, and I fell in love with Bob Fosse. So much I can probably tell you his entire life story. So much that I named my current cat after Bob Fosse because she, and his wife and his mistress, because she is a tuxedo cat. I mean, you can't just pick one. Sorry. And that has carried me through my entire and my current dance career, being able to reflect on that. And that also helped me recognize that when I auditioned for Chicago at CCSU the following year after I graduated, I think it was 2 years after I graduated here, I performed in Chicago as Liz. And I fell in love with the choreography even more because I was able to learn it from someone who was part of the original 1970s Broadway cast. And I currently also took class from Dana Moore up over at Steps in New York City. So there's that whole legacy that's there. But secondly, why this also rings true to me, not just because of the inspiration of Chris Clark, but also of Bob Fosse, is that you were always super supportive of me dancing through my entire 4 years that we're here. That carried with me, obviously, through today, being on stage and dragging this one and convincing her to dance when she is not a dancer. And she's gonna be amazing at it. And you know, you always put me on stage to dance, even though we had a choir show. You asked me to dance with the choir, and that's something that always came back to me in memories. When I would hear our songs playing on like my iPod or just, you know, on the radio, and that really stuck true to me and really touched me. And just the support that you had when I wasn't able to do every single musical because I was sick, and just having that support. And as other people have said, and as other people will say, just the energy and the environment that you bring into the room and how welcoming it is does not go unnoticed. And that is something that, as a current educator running her own dance program in Sacramento, California, and also as a teacher of the year, I was able 2 years ago, and building my own program there, that is something that I, at least energetically, because running a choir and running a dance program look a little bit different, but in terms of the energy and the tone and how to have that personal connection to students and how to reach every single student and find their talent is something that I learned from you. So thank you.
Give it up for April and Jess, everybody. Incredible. Chicago has always been one of my favorite shows. Pop, Six, Squish, etc. Anyway, please welcome to the stage our next speaker, Chris Bannock. Chris, there we are.
So my act is a little different. 2 pages, I'll read fast, though. I'm Chris Bannock. I was a member of class of 2005. And 2001, 2005 was kind of an interesting time in NHS musical history. So freshman year, we had Mr. Treger, who was wrapping up long and accomplished tenure here. But he was new to us as freshmen. And the next year, sophomore year, we had Miss Glasheen, new music teacher. And junior year rolls around, we find out we're getting a new music teacher again. And so, third year, third music teacher, we're hoping that this guy sticks around. And lucky for us, he did. I think it's a testament to Mr. Clark that I'm here tonight with some of my classmates, and also happen to be some of my best friends in music and in life, Derek Henry, Kyle and Alex Sunderland, back there somewhere. In 2005, we were all in the musical Grease. Super fun show. And as an example of Mr. Clark's unwavering patience, I will admit here publicly, so publicly, that I was unequivocally and without question the worst dancer he ever had to choreograph. I'm so sorry, man. I got 2 left feet, what can I say? But that being said, I'm sure there was a moment as we got closer to opening night that he was thinking to himself, this is as good as it's gonna get. But that being said, misstep after misstep, an unkind word never fell from your lips. And I thank you for that, at least within earshot. And in remembering the 20 years of music that came after NHS for me, I remember, the adrenaline rush of getting on stage, playing in rock bands in my 20s. Later in life, the all-encompassing peace that I felt when I sang my little daughter to sleep for the first time in my arms. And I was reflecting, how does music give us these visceral feelings? And I think one of my favorite authors, Kurt Vonnegut, sums it up nicely here. This is from his last book, Man Without a Country. He says, "If I should ever die, God forbid, let this be my epitaph. The only proof he needed of the existence of God was music." And it's my personal view that music is a gift from our Creator. It locks in memories. It swells up within us feelings of love, heartache, joy, and countless other emotions that sometimes are impossible to fully understand or articulate. Music is a mystery. But personal beliefs aside, I think all of us in this room can agree that music, especially in the classroom, is delightful and important. Teenagers' lives can be so fast and chaotic and trying, and the chance to be a part of chorus or chamber choir or the yearly musical gives students a precious opportunity to tune out the noise and tune into each other and unite in beautiful harmony. Music is a refuge where everyone belongs, and it is a stronghold. And music teachers guard those walls with their whole hearts. So to the man of the hour, Mr. Clark, you have fulfilled this mission with dedication and, yes, patience. And perhaps most important, the joy in your heart that was so clear to us and that we still remember 20 years later. So on behalf of myself and hundreds of other students across the state of Connecticut and here at home in Newington, thank you, we love you, and bravo.
Give it up for Chris, everybody. Don't disagree with a single word. That was terrific. All right, for our next performance, please welcome to the stage Abby Zoll and Michaela Bryant singing Show Off from The Drowsy Chaperone.
Really quick, Mr. Clark, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just want to thank you so much for everything of my time at Newington High. As a teacher now myself, I can look back and see how you truly, truly went the extra mile for all of us. You are not only a teacher, but a true friend, someone we could turn to while navigating the drama of high school and trying to figure out who we are. So I just want to say thank you, and we love you.
I actually met Mr. Clark here in the auditorium. He was sitting center stage on a chair, and I could only see his eyes because he had a mask on because it was 2020. And I walked in, and there were chairs blocked off 12 feet apart from every singer because you had to sing 12 feet apart from each other. And I walked in, and I was like, am I in the right auditorium? There's only one. There's only got to be one auditorium. And he took off his mask and said, hi, I'm Mr. Clark, and I know it doesn't look like it right now, but this is chorus. And there were Zoom people on the projector, and it was like, I was like, what is happening? But he pushed through, and we ended up doing an entire production that year, one of the few towns in TT to actually put a whole production together alongside Connolly and Kim and Shelby and Brooks. And I still was able to have a musical production my freshman year, and that's thanks to you. So thank you so much, and thank you for working around. I know I was not the only one with a busy schedule, and you really were forgiving about that, and you left a huge legacy here, so thank you.
I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off.
I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss Miss no more. Below my signature no more. I don't want to show off.
Don't try to control me.
I've made up my mind.
And that's it.
I quit.
I'm leaving it all behind. I don't want to be cute no more. Make the gentleman hoot no more. I don't want to wear fruit no more. I don't want to show off.
Please, no more attention.
I've counted to 10, and I'm through.
Farewell, adieu.
Been swell, you'll never see this.
You'll never see this.
Never see this.
Never see that.
Never see these again. I don't want to change keys no more. I don't want to strip tease no more. I don't want to say cheese no more. I don't care if you scoff. I don't want to be cheered
want to show off. I don't want to show off. I don't want to show off. No more.
Michaela and Abby, everybody, and special guest. Nothing drowsy about that performance or the rest of the acts that we've got in store for you tonight. So look alive, plenty of more show for you. I bet you forgot I could even come over from that side of the stage, right? For our next video speaker, you know her, many of you love her. Who doesn't love her? Ellen Gunn, everybody.
Woo-hoo, Chris! Congratulations. I'm so happy for you, and I'm so sad that I couldn't be there today to celebrate, but I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciated everything that you've done for my kids, for all the kids. I am honored to have been able to be part of the program for 8+ years. It will hold dear in my heart forever. And you are an amazing teacher, an amazing mentor, and also an amazing friend. And I've loved getting to know you over all these years. So good luck to you. I wish you all the best. And my favorite song is the one I started this with, and that is If You Believe in Music. And let me tell you, I love it when the kids sang that. It just brought tears to my eyes, and I know that they are left after going through the music program at Newington High over these years with believing in music. You are the best, and I wish you all the best wishes in your retirement, Chris. Take care. Bye.
Ellen Gunn, everybody. Ellen Gunn. All right, for our next live performance, please welcome to the stage Olivia Coles singing Someone to Watch Over Me from Nice Work If You Can Get It.
Hi, Mr. Clark. I'm going to try to keep this short. It's so hard to believe that it's already been 5 years since I last saw you. I truly can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me, whether it's teaching us to sing from the heart or spending late nights sewing beautiful costumes for our shows. You've truly set a very high bar for what it means to be a teacher. Chamber choir was always the best part of my day. It fostered so many wonderful memories and friendships that many of us still hold dear. One that I have to mention is my very dear friend and co-president, Sarah Hurwitz, who really wished she could be here today, but she's sending you her love. We still talk about our days in chamber and remember that day that we walked up to that piece of paper telling us that we were going to be in the chamber choir. The excitement was unforgettable. So thank you so much, Mr. Clark. We love you, and we're wishing you a very, very happy retirement. There's a saying old that says that love is blind. Still, we're often told, seek and ye shall find. So I'm going to seek a certain lad I've had in mind. Looking everywhere, I haven't found him yet.
He's the big affair I will not forget. Only man I'll ever think of with regret. I'd like to add his initial to my monogram. Tell me, where is the shepherd for this lost lamb? There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone to watch over me. I'm the little lamb who's lost in the wood. I know I could always be good to one who'll watch over me. Although he may not be the man some girls think of as handsome, to my heart he'll carry the key. Won't you tell him please to put on some speed? Follow my lead, oh, how I need someone to watch over me. Someone to watch over me.
Give it up for Olivia, everybody! I am so happy with how the night's been going. How is everybody else feeling thus far? I know. It warms my heart that so many people have turned out to honor Mr. Line? Stupid joke. Anyway, for our next video speakers, I should say, please welcome an entry from the Coltrera Boys.
Hi, Mr. Clark. Firstly, congratulations on your retirement. And I wanted to say that I always had a great experience in your chorus classes, a lot of good memories, and you've even helped me continue my music career, even when I'm living here in Germany.
Hi, Mr. Clark. Just wanted to say congratulations on retirement, and thank you so much for being such an awesome teacher. We have so many great memories from your classes, and you've really had such a positive impact on my life and the lives of so many others, and I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, boys. Give it up for the boys. Let's hear it for the boys. Okay, so in addition to all of the incredible musicals that we've heard numbers from throughout the evening, we've mentioned this a few times, but Mr. Clark also oversaw the chamber choir during his time here at NHS. Some of you probably were in it. Some of you probably auditioned and didn't get in. It happens. I myself was co-president of chamber choir my senior year. You can clap for that, it's okay. Anyway, just as special as all of these musicals is this chamber choir experience that so many have had. So please welcome to the stage the current iteration of chamber choir singing God Bless the Child, accompanied by, what, am I reading this correctly? Mr. Clark!
So there's a lot to say later from me, but I do want to say that this song was picked, my high school teacher, Mr. Richard Brooks, with an E, without an E, right. was my teacher, and in 1981, he shared this song with me. And I was just so moved by it, and very thankful for him for sharing his love of music, and especially spirituals and gospel, that he let me keep it. And it's now out of print. And he just passed away this last December. And so I wanted to do it this year as a remembrance, and it's such a beautiful song, and it shows the power of music teachers that they have, because he had it, I had it with him. So I'm passing it on. So God bless the child.
That star shall get, then that star shall lose. So the Bible said, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. It's the strong gets more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grave. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends crowding round the door. When you're gone and spending ends, they don't come back no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. God bless the child that can stand up and say, I've got my own.
Hi everyone. Well, according to your pamphlet, I am Michael Forey. I'm just kidding. I'm not. My name is Jada Ulett. I'm chamber president. And of course, I wanted to say a few words for my dearest friend, Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark, I can say on behalf of everyone that they were on the stage, everyone that was on the stage right now, that you are truly one of a kind. Walking into chamber every day is my favorite part of the day because I know it means that I'll be greeted with your infectious smile. I truly feel like I've gained a best friend in these last 4 years. So, though both of us are graduating this year, class of 2025, just know you will never be able to get rid of me. We're having brunch, just so you're aware. Like, we're in this for life. I'm sorry. So, overall, thank you so much for being such a bright light in all of our lives, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this night. Thank you.
Thank you, Jada. Give it up for Jada, everybody. Okay, for our next performer, we've heard from many people that have been inspired by Mr. Clark to become educators themselves or to inspire the generations after them in the way that he has. The next performer I'm very excited for because Mr. Paul Tyne will be singing Luck Be a Lady from Guys and Dolls. Paul, for those of you who might not be aware, went on to then music direct several shows in and around Newington, some of which I was in, and I have very fond memories of that. This is just proof that Mr. Clark's tutelage, it just gets passed on and passed on throughout the years, and I think that is so, so special. Please give it up for Paul Tyne, everybody.
Thank you. Paul Tyne, class of 2011. I spent a lot of years and hours doing choir, theater, band, jazz band, everything I could get my hands on. Shout out to a music program and all the teachers here who made it possible to do everything and everything we wanted to do, which is not the case in every school. It would have been really hard if I had to choose, so I'm glad we were able to do them all. Thinking back on the quality and quantity of what he was producing, with the perspective that I have now, he was surely working like a madman most of the time. Yet, when I call to mind the essence of who Mr. Chris Clark is, the snippet that plays in my mind is of him smiling with his melodious laugh and speaking voice, probably telling a hilarious story or roasting one of us, being the good-natured, positive, playful guy we all love. We had so much fun. I try to emulate that with my students today. He took a genuine interest in and developed bonds with his students and their families, and he was an important mentor for so many of us. He knew how special my mom was to me, who's here tonight, and suggested that I sing a gorgeous song called Mama a Rainbow for her at Senior Palooza. He accompanied me that night, and she and many of her friend group of other booster moms wept, as she still does just about every time I sing it for her to this day. She continues to hang out regularly with a group of parents of my classmates from middle and high school as they bonded during musicals, epic New York trips, and the many other events Mr. Clark and the other arts teachers went above and beyond to plan. How many thousands of funny stories, special memories, and connections were made along the way thanks to what he helped create? How much pride did he give to the parents and students through the many performance and self-development opportunities? How much did his work influence not only what happened in his wing, but throughout the world? Like you all, I have many happy and powerful memories, not only because of the moments he and I shared and the program he built, but who he became along the way. The sandbox he built for his students to play in wasn't just a powerful music education filled with incredible repertoire, as you just heard, one of my favorite pieces that we did, and ambitious goals. He expected us to take real responsibility as leaders and to use our music to make the world a better place. Our performances at school were great, and especially with chamber choir, we collaborated to choose material, record and produce albums, share our singing away from campus to uplift the community. He put in a ton of time and effort as a crucial part of the artistic team for the musicals, which we took so much pride in. He once drove me all the way to Baltimore for the All-Eastern Festival choir I was singing in. You always knew you could count on him to be there when you needed him. After graduating, he welcomed me and my a cappella group back to perform while on tour, and my music career since high school has much to thank him for. There are pieces of music we did with him that fill me with nostalgia when I think about or re-encounter them. This is the stuff that makes life beautiful. He contributed in a big way to creating a culture in our NHS music program where not only was everyone welcome, students from all over the school wanted to be there. I suspected it wasn't like that everywhere, that it was unusual that at one point a bunch of the guys in chamber choir were over 6 feet tall, and I think half of them were on the football team. I think they actually were, though. So part of why we all love music so much is its power to connect us to our shared humanity, to come together in harmony. Because of how strong and welcoming the choral and theater and the rest of the music program were, I felt like that extended well past the walls of our department and impacted the ethos and vibe of the entire school. Especially considering how humongous the choral program got at times, it literally did physically bring together a significant percentage of NHS into concert. Massive. Through interacting with probably well over 100 different school music programs, and sometimes lack thereof, throughout my educational career, I can confirm just how rare and special a place like that is. And that's in large part to Mr. Clark. I can also confirm how rare, special, and capable a choir director he is. It is not an easy job to do well, especially these days. I marvel at the way he approached each small task and interaction along the way to many epic victories, not only in terms of performances and outlets for the creativity of his students, but the positive development of the young spirits he fostered. It is a difficult and important job that surely involved tremendous sacrifice, yet he made it all seem like play as he embraced his calling. We're all so lucky to have had him give so much of his life to this community, and I'm deeply indebted to him personally for the impact he has made in my life. I'm sure he will keep having fun and making music in retirement, and I hope he can enjoy this next chapter knowing that his many years of teaching and mentorship leave a beautiful legacy that ripples forward and backward in time. Thank you to all of you who made this such a wonderful place to grow up as a young musician and who are here celebrating this exceptional man. Most of all, to Chris Clark, thank you. And this is Luck Be a Lady. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me. The pickings have been lush, and yet before the evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight, luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with, luck be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. Luck be a lady with me. A lady wouldn't flirt with strangers. She'd have a heart, she'd have a soul. A lady wouldn't make little snake eyes at me when I bet my life on this roll. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady tonight. Ha!
Paul Tyne, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. All right. Next, we have another video speaker. Please clap your hands for Brett Boehner, everybody.
Mr. Clark, I've done this 5 or 6 times now. I feel like I'm submitting an audition, but I just wanted it to be good because I want you to know how much we all love you and appreciate you. You are the reason I moved to New York and do musical theater, and I'm so grateful for your guidance in high school, for the choral singing. I miss singing in choir. For theater, I remember when we would sing Next to Normal and Wicked together. Our span of shows we've done together, from Young Patrick when I was 10 years old, MAME, to sit down your rock in the boat, guys and dolls. 8 years, so many shows we've done together. So lucky to have had you, and I wish you the happiest retirement. Everybody who got to work with you is blessed. Just want to say thank you, and I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Brett. All right, for our next live performance, please welcome to the stage, singing Somewhere That's Green from Little Shop of Horrors, Lindsay 4-Hour and Angela Anderson, everybody.
Sorry. I know my dress screams Secret Garden, but I swear we are singing from Little Shop of Horrors. So, yeah, so enough about me. I feel truly blessed to know the man and the incredible person, human being that we're honoring tonight. True legend, Mr. Clark. I said I wouldn't have to look at my notes, but I think I might have to. So
we made a pact we would both bring our phones because we felt a little embarrassed we didn't write it down.
We did, but I'm sorry. So, well, I already read that part. Okay. So, incredible human being he is. Yes, we're celebrating tonight. I am so blessed to know him, to have been taught by him. I said I wouldn't cry because I spent a lot of money on my eyelashes for tonight. So, but did I mention he's a legend? But I'm part of his Pomp Rock 2003 crew. So now you have the numbers, you do the math. Sorry, my Botox girl was booked. So this is what we're working with. But they say the influence of a great teacher lasts that of a lifetime. And I never knew that could be true until I met Mr. Clark. It wasn't just his infectious laugh or his unforgettable smile, but his belief in me when no one else did, and even when I had maybe given up on myself. Mr. Clark, my wishes for you for your retirement is that it be filled with joy, relaxation, and many new adventures. But most importantly, having the luxury of never hearing the phrase, "Can I go to the bathroom again?" Thank you. Thank you for the music.
Mr. Clark has worked to create these worlds and these communities that are so magical. And he's done that just with love and inclusivity and humility, always. As the youngest of my sisters, I grew up in this program and I saw them through so many shows. I saw all of their chorus concerts and them in all of their chambers and listened to their chamber CDs. I am like the true NHS alum fangirl. And watching my mom be the best stage mom ever alongside Mr. Clark. But seeing my sisters in the shows, I saw them blossom in ways I had never seen them. And Mr. Clark really brought that out of them with the magic that he created. And in all of the other people who became celebrities to me, like Sean and Shelby and Haley really became my inspiration, even if they didn't know it. And Mr. Clark always allowed these people to be heard after they had been begging to be heard, and wherever they were. So thank you for making a place for my family and making a place for me to make some of my most fond memories. And I'm so lucky to have shared some of those memories with you.
I know Seymour's the greatest, but I'm dating a semi-sadist. So I got a black eye and my arms in a cast. Still, that Seymour's a cutie. Well, if not, he's good
inner beauty. And I dream of a place where we can be together at last.
A matchbox of our own, a fence of real chain link,
a grill out on the patio, disposal in the sink,
a washer and a dryer, and an ironing machine.
In a tract house that we share, somewhere that's green.
He rakes and trims the grass. He loves to mow and weed. I cook like Betty Crocker, and I look like Donna Reed.
There's plastic on the furniture to keep it neat and clean. In the pine sol scented air, somewhere that's green.
Between our frozen dinner and our bedtime, 9:15.
We snuggle watching Lucy on our big, enormous 12-inch screen. I'm his December bride.
He's father, he knows best. Our kids watch Howdy Doody as the sun sets in the west.
A picture out of Better Homes and Gardens magazine.
Far from Skid Row,
I dream we'll go somewhere that's
Give it up for Lindsay and Angela, everybody. Phenomenal, phenomenal. Somewhere That's Green, you know, that song really resonates with me as somebody who lived in a one-bedroom apartment in New York, including during the pandemic. Anyway, please welcome to the stage our next in-person speaker, Emily Lassick. Where is Emily? There we go.
All right, good evening, everybody. So, unlike many of you guys, I didn't come into NHS being in the musical programs, in all the choir things. I had taken chorus, signed up, I enjoyed chorus. It was just something I kind of did. And a lot of my time throughout the time that was kind of what I was doing. That was, I was in the ensembles, I was an alto, just kind of off to the side. Throughout my time, as my years went on, I learned that I, in fact, did have a voice that not only was a part of a big ensemble, but also my own voice and my own confidence as well. My junior year, I had a mix in my schedule where I had multiple open studies, multiple, spaces to fill. So I met with my counselor one day and she goes, all right, well, here are your available options. And one of them was a theater class. Okay, sounded like fun. Why not? Let me give it a go. So I walked in, came into the auditorium this one day. We joined, we started doing improv games, things like that. And I just absolutely fell in love with what I was doing. And it felt like every time we had that class, it was not something that we were doing for a class. It was just fun, a way to take a break from the stressful life, especially since it was junior year, and we all know how junior year is. So just being able to come somewhere and feel comfortable was a huge thing. Now, coming into NHS, I was, contrary to me standing here talking in front of everybody, I was a very shy person. I was very kind of in the background. I was a Hamilton-obsessed, 14-year-old, and I really just kind of was there. So it came as a shock to me when I was handed the scripts for the one acts that we were doing for our final theater performance. I was handed a script, and inside highlighted was a character, Gwen. I opened it up, and I remember my reaction looking down at it, seeing that it was one of the main roles, and asking, turning to Mr. Clark and asking if there was a mistake. And I'm like, that's not me. Like, I'm not a main role person. And he looks at me and said, I know you can do it. I believe in you. You have the ability to do this. Did I have to write my lines down on my hands because I forgot some? Yes, I did. But going up there, it gave me the confidence to know that I was able to do this, and I was able to perform on stage. That was my first experience ever performing in front of people. Fast forward to senior year. Senior year, we were doing a production of Midsummer Night's Dream, and I had enjoyed the theater class so much that I decided, you know what? It's my senior year. Let me try it, see how it goes, go from there. I came in, never having done an audition before, had no idea what to expect, didn't know what to do. I walked in, and I remember just looking straight. They asked what I was going to audition for, and I just went, fairy. I didn't know you can audition for other parts. I just read the first thing that I saw and was like, yep, this is good enough. Read it, ended up as a fairy, and had the most amazing 3 months getting to perform, getting to find my voice on stage. And it led to a lot of just building confidence and being able to find my own voice, finding where I felt comfortable, finding something that I enjoyed doing. I always admired looking up on stage, seeing people perform on stage, but I never thought that I would be able to do it on my own. And those just became some of the best memories I had, different things. Sure, there's plenty of other memories that I could probably talk and continue to talk about, but I'll leave it with this. You gave me a voice that I was able to unlock that I didn't know that I had. You were also able to build up the confidence, and I still have the video of, being a 2020 graduate, we put together a video at the end. My mom reached out to some people, and I still have it where you came back to the school and had all these different things that I had completely forgotten about, including the script by Fairy Wings and a Hamilton drawing that I did when I was 14 that is still something I completely forgot, but hung in the chorus room for 4 years. And I just want to say thank you, and I hope you enjoy your retirement, and best to you.
Give it up for Emily, everybody. Give it up for Emily. All right, for our next live performance of the evening, please welcome to the stage, singing Giants in the Sky from Into the Woods, Eli Johnson, everybody.
So if you've ever been in Mr. Clark's room, you know about his catchphrase. And if you haven't, he'll remind you every couple minutes. But on the wall in bright orange letters is the phrase, if you'll sing from the heart, you'll reach the heart. Now, we needed that reminder. And at 9 a.m. when we were in choir, like when we were in masks or separated by 6 to 10 feet, we weren't always doing that. But we were trying our best. And I have to admit, Mr. Clark, you were right, because you've proven after singing, teaching, doing everything from the heart that you reached all these hearts. So thank you very much for everything you do. There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. When you're way up high and you look below at the world you left and the things you know, little more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. When you're way up high and you're on your own in a world like none that you've ever known, where the sky is lead and the earth is stone, you're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you never dared, and you don't care when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at the door. A big, tall, terrible lady giant sweeping the floor. And she gives you food and she gives you rest, and she draws you close to a giant breast, and you know things now that you never knew before. Not till the sky. Only just when you made a friend and all, and you know she's big, but you don't feel small. Someone bigger than her comes along the hall to swallow you for lunch. And your heart is lead and your stomach's stone, and you're really scared being all alone. And it's then that you miss all the things you've known in the world you left, and the little you own. The fun is done. You steal what you can and run, and you scramble down and you look below, and the world you know begins to grow. The roof, the house, and your mother at the door. The roof, the house, and the world you never thought to explore. And you think of all of the things you've seen, and you wish that you could live in between, and you're back again, only different than before. After the sky, there are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky.
Give it up for Eli, everybody. Thank you, Eli. Fun fact, I once auditioned for a local production of Into the Woods for Jack, the character who sings that song, but they made me play Cinderella's prince instead, something about appearing like too much of a, in their words, pompous D-bag. I never really Googled that one to find out what they meant. Please welcome to the stage our next in-person speaker, Lenore Grumko, everybody.
So I noticed the modest applause. That's because you don't know me. So Chris invited me here about a year ago. And I wasn't quite sure what I'm going to say because I've never been a student at Newington High School. Really, I think the reason, Chris, I'm here is to inform people what your beginnings were like. Yes, he's agreeing. Well, that's good. Because I knew Chris before glasses and before a mustache. And we're going to talk about that later. You see, many years ago, I'm not even sure, Chris, how we ever even met. We were just working sort of in the same town, and that was Mansfield, Connecticut, Storrs, Connecticut. He was a music teacher at the middle school, and I think my son had him. He's still nodding. This is good because the memory. Oh, did you have Zoe as well? Okay, well, she forgot you. Okay. She wasn't a singer. But you know what I learned as a theater person is that you have to treat your children like they are goddesses in the theater and on the stage. However, if you cast them then everybody's going to talk about you. If you cast them in the lead roles. Well, Chris then went to E.O. Smith High School to run the drama program there for a brief time, a year, and he was 1 year, and he turned to me and he said, "Do you want it?" I said, "Yes, I want it." So I started taking it over. Well, at the same time, I had already been running a theater program in the summer, and he joined me, and we were together for 10 years. So I'm the elder here. So really, the testament, everybody has said everything that needs to be said. I hear that there's a whole other act here tonight. And let the children speak, because clearly, when your former students are now turning gray, I mean, it's really time to retire. But let me tell you about retirement, having been there for quite a while now. That R word, I love when people say to you, "Oh, I hope you're going to relax, Chris." You think? You think this guy is going to get up in the morning and turn on the television and sit back? I don't think so. You know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm really looking forward to being able to spend some time with you, because you are the most engaged and busy theater music person that ever existed, and everybody has been able to take advantage of it and grow and learn and be able to see where they are years later is just quite a wonderful, wonderful experience. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Give it up, everybody. All right. Next, we've got another live performance for you. Please welcome to the stage, singing "Yesterday I Loved You" from Once Upon a Mattress, Brooklyn Bradley and John Anito.
Hi, Mr. Clark. It goes without saying that you have truly inspired me and everyone else in this room, and you have truly changed us for the better. Thank you for making chamber and musical rehearsals the highlight of my day and such a safe space for all of us. Meeting you and being your student has only grown my love for music and musical theater, and I can say on behalf of everyone who has a little more time here at NHS that we will miss you so, so much.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Clark for making me that beautiful dress over there. Seriously, I want to thank Mr. Clark for pushing me to act in the musicals and in chorale. Because without that influence, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Back to the dress thing, Mr. Clark did actually make me wear a wedding dress for a musical. Which was ridiculous, but totally worth the experience. Describing Mr. Clark in just one word might seem impossible, until you consider the word altruism. An altruist is someone who puts others before themselves, not for recognition or reward, but simply because it feels right. Mr. Clark embodies this spirit perfectly. He is the definition of an exceptional teacher, and I truly cannot thank him enough. Mr. Clark isn't leaving or dead because he'll always be in our hearts. Thank you, Mr. Clark. Yesterday I loved you as never before, but please don't think me strange. I've undergone a change, and today I love you even more. My heart cannot be trusted. I give you fair warning. I openly confess. Tonight I love you less than I will tomorrow morning.
Yesterday I loved you as never before, but that was long ago, and now it's best you know that today I love you even more. My heart cannot be trusted. I give you fair warning. I tremble at your touch, not nearly half so much as I will tomorrow morning.
Yesterday you seemed as lovely to me as anyone ever could be. Now I see what tricks my eyes can play. Yesterday I must have been utterly blind, or else I was out of my mind, for I find you so much lovelier today.
My heart cannot be trusted. I give you fair warning, for
Yesterday
in a little while,
I
just
loved
a little
as
while, you and I will be 1, 2, 3, 4.
But that was
in a little
long
while,
ago.
I will see your smile,
And now
on
it's
the face
best
of my
you
son to
that
be forever.
today I
And
love you
is
even
the way I have it planned.
My heart cannot be trusted. I give you fair warning. I openly confess. Tonight I love you less than I will tomorrow morning.
Give it up for Brooklyn
Thank you.
and John, everybody. Wow. Wow. I gotta say, I had the privilege of seeing Once Upon a Mattress. I'm not setting up for a joke, just so that everybody knows that. This is from the heart. I was sitting right there. I had an incredible time. For those of you in the audience who saw it, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you in the audience who were in it, congratulations. Just, Mr. Clark, what an amazing final kind of salvo for your career here at NHS. I would love to initiate some sort of round of applause for that specific production being the capstone on an incredible career. It really was terrific. It really, really was. All right, to close out Act 1, please welcome to the stage the cast of Les Mis performing One Day More.
Mr. Clark, when we rehearsed this on Wednesday, it was the first time a lot of us had seen each other in a few years, but it was like no time had passed at all. You built a safe space where we could be the fullest versions of ourselves, and you helped us become better musicians, students, and friends to each other. We will never forget you, or your smile, or your laugh. From the bottom of our hearts, truly, thank you so much. We love you.
One day more, another day, another destiny, this never-ending road to Calvary. These men who seem to know my crime will surely come a second time, one day more.
I did not live until today. How can I live when we are parted?
One day more.
Tomorrow you'll be worlds away. And yet, with you, my world has started.
One more day all on my own.
Will we ever meet again?
One more day with him not caring.
I was born to be with you.
What a life I might have known.
And I swear I will be true.
But he never saw me there.
One more day before the storm.
Do I follow where she goes?
At the barricades of freedom.
Shall I join my brothers there?
When our ranks begin to form.
Do I stay and do I dare?
Will you take your place with me?
The time is now. The day is here.
One day more.
One more day to revolution. We will nip it in the bud. We'll be ready for these schoolboys. They will wet themselves with blood.
Watch 'em when I look, catch 'em as they fall. Never know your luck when there's a free-for-all. Here a little dip, there a little touch. Most of them are goners, so they won't miss much.
One day to a new beginning.
Raise the flag of freedom high.
Every man will be a king.
Every man will be a king.
There's a new world for the we.
There's a new world to be won.
Do you hear the people sing?
My place is here. I fight with you.
One day more.
How can I live when we are parted?
One day more.
Tomorrow will be worlds away. And yet, with you, my world has
Tomorrow will be far away. Tomorrow is the judgment day. Tomorrow we'll discover what our God in heaven has in store. One more dawn, one more day, one day more.
Give it up for the cast of Les Mis, everybody. Oh my goodness. I gotta tell you, that's the exact reaction I had last night at the dress rehearsal. I went straight home and I built a barricade out of the couch cushions. I said, ho, 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 no, it is your turn to do the dishes. All right, we're gonna take a brief 15-minute intermission. Get snacks, use the bathroom, come back for more show that you're not gonna wanna miss. For those of you still feeling French, je peux aller au WC. That's, may I use the bathroom in French? All right, 15 minutes, everybody. Come back, see the rest of the show. I promise it's worth it. Don't miss it. This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but it's a timing thing.
It's a timing thing.
I'm sorry.
It's a timing thing. Okay, fine. I'm not even going to send an edible arrangement to your retirement gala. All right, thank you so much for joining us for Act 2. Let's get right on with it. Now, I'd like to say a few extra words about the person opening Act 2, because as we've touched on before, Mr. Clark has inspired many of his students to go on and educate others, to inspire others. And this person is kind of emblematic of that. This person is currently the assistant director here at NHS. And when I was a freshman and she was a senior, she could not have been kinder. She took me under her wing. She taught me some ropes. And I like to think that in no small part, Mr. Clark's, just an incredible environment in that chorus room and on the stage was part of that. So please welcome singing I Can Hear the Bells from Hairspray, Shelby Davis, everybody.
Thank you. How you doing, Mr. Clark? You hanging in? All right, doing okay. All right, good. We got a whole other act, so hang in. As I was thinking about what to share this evening, what was really coming up for me was my unique experience with you. I spent 4 years knowing you as a teacher, and I have now spent the last 6 years knowing you as a mentor and a colleague, which is very weird, and a friend. I have gotten, as your student, to know you as the amazing supporter and ultimate cheerleader, and also as the person who saw something in me, some sort of goodness or greatness that I could not find in myself for many, many years. And I know how impactful that is. And now, as assistant director here, I have gotten to watch you be that for so many other students. And I've also gotten to kind of watch and learn how to do that. It has been amazing to kind of be on the other side and try to figure out all of your ways of how to keep that energy up and how to see something in somebody that isn't quite obvious that just yet, and how to bring that out. So I don't know a Newington high school without you. I don't know what that will look like. But what I promise you is that all of us here, me included, we're gonna keep trying to do that here. I know I will do my best to continue to be an ultimate cheerleader and supporter and find greatness in others before they see it in themselves. I'm pretty sure I won't do as good a job as you. I won't, but we're gonna give it a go, and hopefully it'll be enough. So thank you for all that you are and all that you have done. I can hear the bells.
Shelby, are you feeling all right?
Well, don't ya hear them chime?
I literally don't hear anything.
Can't you feel my heartbeat keeping perfect time? And all because he touched me. He looked at me and stared. Yes, he bumped me. My heart was unprepared when he tapped me and knocked me off my feet. One little touch, now my life's complete. 'Cause when he nudged me, love put me in a fix. Yes, it hit me just like a ton of bricks. Yes, my heart burst. Now I know what life's about. One little touch and love's knocked me out, and I can hear the bells. My head is spinning, I can hear the bells. Something's beginning. Everybody says that a girl who looks like me can't win his love. Well, just wait and see, 'cause I can hear the bells. Just hear them chiming, I can hear the bells. My temperature's climbing, I can't contain my joy, 'cause I finally found the boy I've been missing. Listen, I can hear the bells. Round one, he'll ask me on a date, and then round two, I'll primp but won't be late, because round three's when we kiss inside his car. Won't go all the way, but I'll go pretty far. Then round four, he'll ask me for my hand, and then round five, we'll book the wedding band. So by round six, Amber, much to your surprise, this heavyweight champion takes the prize, and I can hear the bells. My ears are ringing, I can hear the bells. The bridesmaids are singing. Everybody says that a guy who's such a gem won't look my way. Well, the laugh's on them, 'cause I can hear the bells. My father will smile, I can hear the bells. As he walks me down the aisle, my mother starts to cry, but I can't see 'cause Link and I are French kissing. Listen, I can hear the bells. I can hear the bells. My head is reeling. I can hear the bells. I can't stop the pealing. Everybody warns that he won't like what he'll see, but I know that he'll look inside of me. Yeah, I can hear the bells. Today's just the start, 'cause I can hear the bells. Until death do us part, and even when we die, we'll look down from up above, remembering the night that we two fell in love. We both will share a tear, and he'll whisper as we're reminiscing. Listen, I can hear the bells. I can hear the bells. I can hear the bells.
Shelby Davis, everybody! Give it up for Shelby! All right, for our first speaker of Act Two, please welcome to the stage Chris Palios.
Been a while since I've been on stage, not gonna lie. So the first thing I wrote something, and I'm gonna read that, but a couple things. Lenore, she spoke earlier and talked about the students with the gray hair. I feel like she was directly speaking to me at that point. You know, the crazy thing is, there's so much talent in this room, and it's all because of this guy here, but what hit me the most tonight was hearing him play the piano. I know it sounds crazy, but it gave me chills. You know what I mean, Mr. Clark? Just hearing you play the piano again kind of brought me back 20-something years. We're not gonna. Okay. All right, good evening, everybody. It is an honor to be here tonight to celebrate someone who just means the world to so many of us, Mr. Christopher Clark. For those that don't know me, I should say, my name is Christopher Palios, and many moons ago, I held the distinguished title of his favorite student. Deep down, I know it's still true, so I apologize to everyone else in this room. Don't take it personally, okay? I'm a proud graduate of Pomperog High School, class of 2002. Wow. A class that many will tell you was the most talented class to go down in the history of Pomperog. But, you know, I say that, if it's true, it's because of this man here, okay? I want to start by congratulating you, Mr. Clark, on an extraordinary achievement, 34 years of teaching. That's not just a milestone, it's a legacy. Honestly, when we were students, I thought you were maybe like 5, 6, 7 years older than us. You just don't age. So do us all a favor here and please share your skin care routine with all of us. We'd love to know. Now, it's funny how I got involved in music in the first place. If you had told me in middle school that I'd end up in chamber choir, attending music festivals, and chasing all-state dreams, I would have laughed. I hadn't sung a single note before I met Mr. Clark. And I don't plan on tonight. I'd love to give you guys a song and dance, but the gray hair, I'd throw my back out. That little hook would have to come and take me off stage. It'd be a mess right now. It all began for me in 1998. Geez, hurts to even say that. After my 8th grade talent show, I bravely or foolishly chose Casey and JoJo's All My Life as my debut. I stepped off stage, and there he was. He walked right up to me, and he said, "You're going to be in chorus next year." He didn't know me. I didn't know him. He just said, "You're going to be in chorus next year." I thought he was crazy, but sure enough, when I walked right into high school that fall, I was enrolled in chorus. And it turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life. From day one, he treated me more than just a student. He made me feel seen. He made chorus cool. He didn't just teach me music, he gave me a sense of belonging. He became my mentor, my sounding board, and my friend. Also, let's be honest, music and chorus was the only class I was consistently getting an A in, so both my GPA and my parents, thank you. Some of my favorite high school memories involve him. Our legendary Chinese buffet outings before chamber choir, to plastering the music room with photocopies of my face on your birthday, or mastering the fine art of forging your signature so I could get out of other classes to go hang out in the music room. I'm sorry, Mr. Clark, I'm sure the statute of limitations expired on that, so we can say it now. He took a freshman and gave me the courage to sing, the confidence that led to talent shows, chamber choir, all-state performances, a brief stint in a boy band, which we're not going to talk about, 2 musicals, and most importantly, a lifelong passion for music that I still carry with me to this day. I truly love this man. His selflessness towards his students is unmatched. His devotion to music is second to none. He saw something in me that I didn't even know was there, and he helped shape me to the person I am today. The teaching world is losing a gem, but retirement has earned a legend. Mr. Clark, I wish you nothing but endless happiness, peace, and well-deserved rest. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your guidance, your belief in me, and reminding every student who crossed your path that their voice mattered on stage and in life. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Give it up for Chris, everybody. Okay, our next performance is actually a video performance. Just out of curiosity, how many representatives do we have here from the graduating class of, let's just say, early to mid 2010s? Okay, that's a few, I'll take that. So our next performer, Mr. Ryan Turf, is my dearest friend in the world. Mr. Clark basically helped us form this friendship that has lasted over a decade now. We text every single day. We spent the pandemic locked down together in a New York City apartment, getting closer than 2 men ever should be. But he really is my best friend in the world. I tried to bully him into flying across the country to be here tonight, but I don't know. I failed you, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is my best friend, so I'm a little biased. I think he's gonna be great. Don't hold that against him though, just try to enjoy the performance. Singing Corner of the Sky from Pippin, Mr. Ryan Turf.
Hi, Mr. Clark. I'm so sorry I can't be there in person to celebrate your retirement tonight. Expect a text from me next time I'm in town, I promise. I want to take a minute to thank you for gifting me with so many great memories. For a lot of people, high school is a rough 4 years. Thanks to you, I look back on those 4 years with nothing but fondness. Now, I could talk all night about my costume for A Midsummer Night's Dream. For those of you who did not see the play, imagine a high school freshman on stage in nothing but bike shorts and a collection of tree branches taped to his back. I could reminisce about how I felt like a rock star when the opening number of Grease began blasting from the pit and the entire audience exploded. I could wax poetic about dressing up in Victorian garb and touring the local supermarkets and nursing homes every Christmas season with chamber choir. But I'm sure there are a lot of people there tonight who want to thank you. So for now, I'll just say how truly grateful I am to have had you as a teacher, mentor, and friend during a very important time in my life. Before I go, I've been asked to sing a particular song, which you may have guessed. Keep in mind this Pippin isn't able to nail those high notes as well as he used to. But I hope this brings back good memories for you, as it does for me. Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats sit on the windowsill, children fin the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in? Anywhere I go, rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goals. People like the way dreams have us sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. And don't you see, I want my life to be something more than long. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for being small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. Gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Thanks, Mr. Clark. Congratulations, and I hope you have a wonderful retirement. You've earned it.
Ryan Turf, everybody. I am taking partial credit for that performance because I made him buy that microphone. Otherwise, you would have just heard a bad little Mac laptop microphone. Gotta find. Okay, for our next performer, please welcome to the stage Debbie Rawson Stratton performing Somewhere from West Side Story, accompanied again by Mr. Clark.
Good evening. High school was a little longer ago for some of us than others. Let's have a little cheat sheet. But truly, it is an honor to be here this evening to recognize my friend Chris. I have the honor of having been in his very first class in 1988 in Braintree, Massachusetts. And I have to tell you, I knew then that he was special. I knew then that he was going to change lives. He certainly changed mine. So, with no further ado, go back with us to 1988. There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us, peace and quiet and open air. Wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us. Someday a time for us. Time together There's a place for us, a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere.
Thank you, Debbie. Give it up for Debbie, everybody. Thank you so much. West Side Story, you know, this is going to sound sacrilegious. I've never seen it all the way through, but I started last night. I got about 30 minutes in. Seems like everything's going to work out for those two crazy kids. No spoilers. Of course I've seen that. I watched it in that choir room, I think. Anyway, next up, this speaker needs no introduction. I'm sure you all know her. Please welcome to the stage Cindy 4-Hour, everybody.
All right, that was nice. So I'm representing the parents. I never did have Chris as a teacher, but I was taught a bunch by Chris. I was apprehensive to speak tonight because there's so many things I can reference. We shared 11 years together. It took me 11 years to get out of high school here. But I started thinking, well, what would I say? Where do I go? And it kind of led me to this little metaphor. And I want to start by reading a poem because I can't sing, especially not after that performance. It's A Drop a Pebble in the Water by James W. Foley. Drop a pebble in the water, just a splash and it's gone. But there's 100 ripples circling on and on. Spreading, spreading from the center, flowing out to the sea, and there's no way of telling where the end is going to be. Drop a pebble in the water, in a minute you forget, but there's little waves of flowing, and there's ripples circling yet. And those little waves of flowing to a great big wave have grown. You've disturbed a mighty river just by dropping in a stone. Drop an unkind word, or care less, in a minute it's gone. But there's 100 ripples circling on and on. They keep spreading, spreading, and spreading from the center as they go, and there's no way to stop them once you've started them to flow. Drop an unkind word or care less, in a minute you forget, but there's little waves of flowing, and there's ripples circling yet. And perhaps in some sad heart, a mighty wave of tears you've stirred, and disturbed a life was happy ere you dropped that unkind word. Drop a word of cheer and kindness. Just a flash and it's gone, but there's 100 ripples circling on and on and on, bearing hope and joy and comfort on each splashing, clashing wave, till you wouldn't believe the volume of the one kind word you gave. Drop a word of cheer and kindness, in a minute you forget, but there's gladness still a swelling, and there's a joy circling yet. And you've rolled a wave of comfort whose sweet music can be heard over miles and miles of water just by dropping one kind word. That's the end of the poem. And so now I'd like to say, without a dry mouth, congratulations, Chris, on a wonderfully rich career with countless stories and memories to last a lifetime. I am so happy that I got involved with the Boosters and the opportunity to let you know, to get to know you and become friends. I must admit that I was intimidated at first. My first chorus concert as a parent with a freshman, I was in awe of the performance you brought out of the students. Paul Tyne was a senior. His mother was sitting behind me. I thought, wow, this is next level performing from high schoolers. How does he do it? I still don't know exactly how he does it. How does he draw out the talent and build confidence in these students to give the audience these beautiful performances? I have a theory. It's the pebble on the pond metaphor. You throw a pebble into the pond and there's a ripple effect. You throw enough pebbles and the ripples multiply and bounce off of each other, maybe even forming different pathways. Every day, Chris metaphorically drops many pebbles into the pond, his classroom, this auditorium, and the community. Maybe it's a kind word, encouragement during a good or bad day, or showing patience when needed. Who here has been a recipient of a small gesture, a pebble of kindness from Chris that helped you in some way? Maybe that gesture was small in the moment, but still has an effect. It's hard to know the far-reaching effects his teaching, mentoring, and friendship has had. Every day of Chris's career has been made up of moments. We have all been a recipient or witness to those moments when he uses kindness and compassion to make a difference in someone's day. Not only do his actions affect students, but also faculty, staff, parents, families, and the communities. As a parent, I know it isn't about me, but I have been a beneficiary of those pebbles. I have been to chorus concerts when I wasn't in the mood to be here. But when I allowed myself to be in the moment, listen to the songs, and really look at these kids, I felt my heart rise. I left feeling better. I had an attitude adjustment. I found more peace, and that had potential to be passed on. I went through a time when I didn't want to listen to music. I was feeling very low, but I had to go to my daughter's concert. I had to show up to represent the boosters. So I forced myself. I told Chris at the end of the night how much I needed that concert. I left feeling like a weight was lifted off of me. All those kids had at least one pebble that rippled from Chris. All those ripples filled the space and energy shifted. The energy from each recipient in the audience had potential to move as a positive force. Now I know how corny this sounds. I love corny. I love a good story and a metaphor. It gives us a visual reminder. The pathways these thousands of pebbles formed are here tonight, each of us being the recipient of one pebble that started with Chris. It's the ripple effect, and it's not a new metaphor, but one that explains my appreciation for Chris's work. Thank you, Chris, for being genuine, intelligent, talented, kind, caring, and the creator of light and life through music, mentoring, and friendship. I am better for knowing you. I love that I get to call you my friend, and I wish you a happy and healthy retirement, creating new memories to last a lifetime.
Thank you, Cindy. Give it up for Cindy 4-Hour, everybody. All right, our next performance is another video performance, singing Hopelessly Devoted to You from Greece. Please give a round of applause for Oksana Veres, everybody.
Hi, Mr. Clark. I can't believe I'm making this video right now. I can't believe you're retiring. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna sing a little ditty in honor of you, but first, I have to say thank you for being one of the coolest teachers I've ever had, and for always lighting up a room with joy and fun and sunshine and silliness. And I'm just really grateful that you were one of my educators growing up. You're one of my favorites, and I still think about things that you've taught me to this day. I think about I think about two quotes of yours. The first being, "Make memories to last a lifetime." Very, very important life mantra right there. And also, equally important life mantra, work hard, party harder. Anyway, in saying that, I hope you feel appreciated. I hope this entire evening or day, I don't know what time this party is happening, but whenever it's happening, I hope you feel celebrated all day because you truly, truly deserve it. You made such an incredible, profound impact on all of us. Students before me, students during my time, students after my time. And I'm very positive that I am not the only one who can say that your choir room and drama rehearsals were our favorite places to be. So with that, I am going to pull out my laptop and play the karaoke track for Hopelessly Devoted from Grease. Because I don't know if you remember, but I played Sandy back in the day. So that's gonna be my ditty. Okay, anyway. All right. Guess mine is not the first heart broken. These eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know there's just no getting over you. I know I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you. But baby, can't you see there's nothing left for me to do? I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. My head is saying, fool, forget him. But my heart is saying, don't let go. Hold on to the end. That's what I intend to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
Oksana Veras, everybody.
Thank you for listening.
Give it up.
Thank you for everything that you've done. And work hard. Party harder. Tonight.
Could not have said it better myself. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines Grease as the word that you heard. It's got groove and it's got meaning. All right, next up. This cue card says you were supposed to laugh at that one. That's okay. All right, next up, from Once Upon a Mattress, singing Happily Ever After, please welcome to the stage Kathleen Tatro and Jada Hewlett.
Once upon a time, many moons ago, Mr. Clark rode to Newington High School on his steady steed, ready to shape the testy teens' musical minds. Armed only with his positive attitude, winning smile, and unmatched musical talents, Mr. Clark not only conquered those angsty teens, but over time he created a magical fairy tale land where every student felt loved, felt accepted, and learned the importance of making a moment. Mr. Clark, this is your moment where you get to sail off into the sunset with Dave, into retirement. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Some of us have decades and decades and decades to go. But good for you.
Oh.
We're happy for you.
Mhm.
Really.
We are.
Yeah, absolutely. So go, you and Dave. Be merry and live happily ever after. We're glad.
They all lived happily, happily, happily ever after. The couple is happily leaving the chapel eternally tied. As the curtain descends, there is nothing but loving and laughter. When the fairy tale ends, the heroine's always a bride. Ella, the girl of the cinders, did the wash in the walls and the windows, but she married a prince who was brawny and blue-eyed and blonde. Still, I honestly doubt that she could ever have done it without that crazy lady with the wand.
Cinderella had outside help.
I have no one but me. Fairy godmother, 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 where can you be? Oh, I haven't got a fairy godmother.
I haven't even got a godmother. I have a mother.
A plain, ordinary woman.
Snow White was so pretty, they tell us that the queen was insulted and jealous when the mirror declared that Snow White was the fairest of all. She was dumped on the border, but was saved by some men who adored her. Oh, I grant you, they were small.
But there were 7 of them.
Practically a regiment. I'm alone in the night by myself. Not a dwarf, not an elf, not a goblin inside. That girl had 7 determined little men working day and night just for her.
Preach.
Oh, sure, the queen gave her a poison apple, but even so, she lived happily, happily, happily ever after. A magical kiss counteracted the apple eventually. Though I know I'm not clever, I'll do what they tell me I have to. I want some happily ever after to happen to me.
Rapunzel had platinum tresses that were double the length of her dresses. She was kept in a tower for years by a wicked old witch. Ha 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 ha!
To a night in despair, down she scrambled by letting her hair down. That's what I call quite a switch. I wonder.
No, it'll never hold.
Finished. Oh no. I'll be finished before I begin.
And besides, I don't want to get out. I want to get in. I want to get into some happily, happily ever after. I want to walk happily out of the chapel eternally tied. For I know that I'll never live happily ever after. Till after I'm a bride, and then I'll live happily happy.
Yeah, happily happy.
And thoroughly satisfied.
Fantastic, fantastic work. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see, for our next performance, me, how to apply for a job. Once Upon a Mattress gets 2 songs, and I can't do one from How to Succeed in Business without really trying. I'm calling my representation after this. I'm a very litigious man. All right, for our next speaker, please welcome this video entry from Kayla Drugan, everybody.
Hi, Mr. Clark. This is Kayla Drugan, formerly Kayla Marcinzek from the class of 2013. When I heard about your upcoming retirement this year, I was so surprised that the time is here for this big milestone, but also just so incredibly grateful that you've made such a big difference within the Newington music community. You know, when I was in school, I remember, at least, if I had to guess, probably 1 in every 10 students at Newington High was involved in the choir and the musical in some way, which is so amazing. Between, you know, all of your music commitments in Newington, you've made sure that like every student who wanted to perform had that chance to have their moment on stage. And I remember personally, you know, you've been in my life since 2007 when you casted me as a child in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. When I was there, I just remember the, you know, big welcoming and warm community that the Newington High musical team had to offer. And it finally made me so excited to get the chance to work with you in high school a few years later. Through the different choirs and the music festivals and the musicals. You know, all these opportunities really led to being the building blocks of my career. So thank you for that. Today, I'm here in my office in the North Shore, Massachusetts, where I am a speech pathologist who specializes in voice and voice disorders. I spend my days helping my patients with recovering from vocal cord injuries and rediscover the joy of singing, as you know you do on an everyday basis at Newington High. So I know I'm just one of probably hundreds of students that you've inspired to pursue musical or performing arts or arts adjacent careers, which is so remarkable. And then after work today, I will be heading down to Boston to join my choir for another choir rehearsal. The fun never stops with that. Congratulations again on your remarkable career. I know you've made a huge mark in Newington. Your kindness and your compassion and talent are such a legacy. Please keep in touch if you ever need a vocal cord checkup. And otherwise, and I'll think of you anytime I am looking out at the far and over the sea. Thank you, Mr. Clark. Congratulations.
All right, thank you to Kayla. Give it up for Kayla. All right, our next performance. Please welcome Jessica Glasser back to the stage to perform Pharaoh's song from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
I told myself I wasn't gonna cry during this, and then you put up one of the Joseph kids before me? Oh my gosh. There's too many things to say between chamber choir and musicals and just everything, tons of trips. But I did want to thank you so much for letting me, for a short period of time, be a part of your family. We got to be at your wedding. I used to babysit Moses when he wasn't 27 years old. You know, it was just really, really special. I was kind of a weird little kid here, and you gave me a passion that I still do now. I'm still performing. I'm, you know, still doing all of it, and I have a child of my own that's not much younger than Moses was when I watched him, who yells at his friends at preschool because they don't know the solfege. So, you know, the lessons that you taught us almost 20 years ago now are everywhere. Oh, geez. Ugh. And I'm just so grateful for you. You were such a big, special part of my life. And I'm just really grateful that you always took the time to see something special in everybody. Thank you. Pharaoh, he was a powerful man with the ancient world in the palm of his hand. To all intents and purposes, he was Egypt with a capital E. Whatever he did, he was showered with praise. If he cracked a joke, then you chortled for days. No one had rights or a vote but the king. In fact, you might say he was fairly right-wing. When Pharaoh's around, then you get down on the ground. If you ever find yourself near Ramesses, get down on your knees. Down at the other end of the scale, Joseph is still doing time in jail. For even though he is in with the guards, a lifetime in prison seems quite on the cards. But if my analysis of the position is right, at the end of the tunnel there's a glimmer of light. For all of a sudden indescribable things have shattered the sleep of both peasants and kings. Strange as it seems, there's been a run of crazy dreams. And a man who can interpret could go far, could become a star. Strange as it seems, there's been a run of crazy dreams. And a man who can interpret could go far, could become a star. A star. Strange as it seems, there's been a run of crazy dreams. And a man who can interpret could go far, could become a star, could be a star.
Give it up for Jessica, everybody.
Thank you.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know, I feel like, speaking of Technicolor Dreamcoats and the like, we've been praising the music, the choir, the choreography, but what's getting a little bit lost, and what I think deserves just as much of a shout out, is the amount of work on costumes and wardrobe that Mr. Clark has done throughout the years. He is a real fashionista. He really is. Please welcome to the stage our next speaker, Gary Gerelman. Give it up for Gary.
I can't believe he got my name right. Back when I was working here, I had the kids call me Mr. J because Gerelman was just way too hard. Anyway, my name is Gary Gerelman, and it has been my good fortune to be a colleague and a friend to Christopher Clark for 22 years since he started working here at Newington. And I think the reason Chris asked me to speak here tonight is because I'm old. I mean, really old. I am a decade older than Chris, and he is ancient. Which makes me, I don't know, somewhere between 60 and death. Which is a line from MAME, which was the first show Chris and I did back in 2004, I think. Tonight, I would like to share some memories and some stories about Chris to make you realize how lucky we all are that he is still here. So, in the beginning, there was Joe Trigger. Joe was Chris's predecessor here at Newington, and by the time he retired after 20 plus years, he was something of a legend for the way he had built up the music and the theater programs. I started working with Joe in 1996, doing the job that Tom Connolly has been doing so wonderfully for the past 16 years, directing the musicals. And from the very beginning, I could see that Joe was respected and loved and feared. In fact, if you listen, you can probably hear the echoes of one of his tirades bouncing around the walls of this auditorium even now. As I said, he was revered by the students, by the parents, by the faculty, by the teachers, by the administration. And so when he retired, I knew that whoever followed in his footsteps was going to have some pretty big shoes to fill. And because this is Newington, where the parents of the students are just passionate about their children's education and very involved and not at all shy about expressing their opinions and criticisms and concerns, I also knew that the poor, unfortunate soul who followed Joe was not going to have an easy time of it. And I was right. The first person to take Joe's place, a woman named Anastasia, only lasted a year. And it was not a happy year, especially for Anastasia. So, when I heard the following September that she would not be returning, I was not at all surprised. What was surprising was the way she left. Apparently, the day before classes were supposed to start in the fall of 2003, she submitted a list of demands to the administration and told them that if those demands were not met, she would not be returning. No doubt, she thought that day before school, they would have no time to find a replacement. They would give her what she wanted. She thought wrong. The administration did not give her what she wanted. They gave her a pink slip, sent her on her way, found her a substitute teacher for the music theater classes, and posted an ad for an opening in the music department. An ad that Chris Clark saw. And now here's the part in the story where we go from black and white to color, just like the Wizard of Oz. Because Chris and David were living in New Britain at the time, and Chris was teaching at Pomperog down in Southbury, which was 45 minutes to an hour commute, depending on traffic. And Newington was only 15 minutes away. So, hour, 15 minutes. Chris applied, and the administration here at Newington had the good sense to hire him. And we have all lived happily ever after, ever since. Well, not quite. Because if you recall, the school year had already started, which meant that Chris had to hit the ground running, and running fast. Starting a new job is stressful, no matter where. But imagine suddenly finding yourself a teacher in a new school where you do not know the students, you don't know the administration, you don't know the curriculum, you don't know your fellow faculty members, you don't even know where the restrooms are, which is very important when you're having a very stressful time. Now, normally, a teacher would have the entire summer to prepare for the upcoming year. And anyone who's worked with Chris knows that he likes to be prepared and organized, which you would never know if you saw his office. But that fall, Chris had no time to prepare. And the position that he had taken was not just teaching in a classroom 6 periods a day from a syllabus that he knew inside out. Oh, no. He had to do that. Plus, he had to choose music and put together programs for 2 choruses, the chorale and the chamber chorus, without knowing these kids and knowing what their capabilities were. And then he had to organize the chamber choir trip to New York City, an overnight trip where they would perform, take a music workshop, visit the Ronald McDonald House to sing carols and distribute presents, and go to a Broadway show. And if you have ever tried to find 40 tickets to a Broadway show during the holiday season, I don't know how he did it, but he did. And if you have never tried to shepherd 20 excited high school students through Rockefeller Center during the Christmas season amongst the millions of tourists who are there to see that damned tree, you do not know what hell is. And then on top of it, we get to the music workshop, and the teacher there, Seth Rudetsky, this big Broadway poobah something or other, flirted with Chris the entire time. Shamelessly in front of his students, in front of the students' parents who were chaperoning, in front of the teachers who were chaperoning, in front of David, who was seething. It was the only time I ever really saw Chris ticked off. And it was funny. And that was just the beginning of the year. While all of this was going on, he still had to choose a musical for the spring. Again, for kids he did not know. Now, the musical is a major production. It involves over 100 students, various faculty members, the parent booster groups. You have to fundraise. You have to be in charge of programs and advertising and ticket sales. And he had to work with this guy named Gary something or other who he didn't know and was probably one of those egotistical, temperamental diva types because, let's face it, all theater directors are. Except for you, Tom. So, I don't know how he survived. I really don't. And I don't know how he got through it, but I have a theory. It comes down to 2 things. And that first one, I can't look at them while I'm saying this. He had Dave. And when you have somebody by your side who you know is always going to have your back, who is always going to support you and defend you and lend you their strength when you need it the most, and who will love you no matter what, despite all your faults, not that Chris has any, you can do anything. You can accomplish anything. And the second thing I think that got Chris through it was something that most people don't see in him. Something I only recently discovered after knowing the man for 20-some-odd years. But before Chris got on to the rest of the second half of his year, he had one more hurdle to clear. And that hurdle was Deb Scorzato. You know her. Deb was a member of the NHS faculty, and for years, Deb had done the costumes and was an integral part of the shows. She also ran the drama club and was part of the family here. Now, to be honest, I love Deb, but Deb is what one would call a formidable woman who did not suffer fools gladly. In fact, she did not suffer them at all. She didn't suffer anyone at all, really. But, and being a mother of an NHS student meant that she felt free to express her opinions, which she did often and bluntly. But she loved the students. Well, most of the students. Okay, some of the students. Well, a few of them, but she had a big heart and she worked her butt off, and we all adored her once we got to know her. Now, to be honest, Deb was not a huge fan of Anastasia. And so when Anastasia left and Deb heard that this Chris Clark guy was going to be taking over, Deb felt the need to check him out for herself. So she marched down to the music wing, she found Chris, she looked him up and down and said, "I'm not sure about you yet." And then she left. That's it. She didn't introduce herself, that's it. She just said that and left. Now, this is Chris's first week in a new school. It may have even been his first day. And here's this crazy lady pointing a finger at him and making him feel like he's getting a warning from the mafia. The only thing missing were the dead fish on his desk. Now, any other person would have grabbed their keys, run to the parking lot, gotten in their car, and driven as fast as they could back to Pomperog and begged for their own job back. But not Chris. And that's because of that something in him that most of us don't see or realize. And that something is, underneath that lovable exterior, underneath that adorable Paddington bear, there's a shark who really likes to win. If you've ever played a board game or cards with him, you will know that. And I have no doubt that as Deb Scorzato was trundling back to her classroom, Chris was thinking to himself, okay, a challenge. Not sure about me, lady? Well, I'll show you. I will be the best teacher Newington has ever seen. I will put on great shows, I will organize amazing trips, and I will do it all sooner than you think, and you will love me. And I will win. And he did. Within 2 or 3 years, he was named Teacher of the Year, much to the displeasure of faculty who had been here much longer. And I think by what we've all seen tonight, I think by this amazing concert show, it's safe to say you did it, buddy. You won. And because you've won, we've all won. Your colleagues, your students, the lives you've touched. Damn it. Oh, shit. Oh. I used to get in so much trouble because I would do that all the time in front of the students. If you know La Mancha, you probably know the scene where Aldonza confronts him and says, "Why do you do these things? Why do you do these crazy things?" And he answers her, "Because I hope to add some measure of grace to the world." Chris, you have added more than a measure. With your work here, with your work now with the Hartford Gay Men's Chorus, you have added grace in abundance. And we love you for that, and we thank you for it, and I cannot wait to see what you do next. Newington, my sincerest condolences on your loss. He's going to be a hard man to replace, and please, whatever you do, for the love of God, go easier on the next one. Thank you.
Give it up for Gary, everybody. That was incredibly moving. We will have to send you a bill for the profanity. We do have cameras in the house tonight. The FCC is not going to take kindly to that. I digress. For our next performance, please welcome to the stage, singing Home from Beauty and the Beast, Mary Ancona and Caroline Lynch, everybody.
I'll keep this short because I know everybody has said a lot and probably said it better than I could. So to Mr. Clark, wherever you are, over here somewhere, there you are. I just want to say thank you. I mean, I was lucky enough to be part of the choir and the shows for 3 years. When I think of those times and the fond memories, I know that they would be fundamentally different without you. You were patient, you were kind, you were gracious. You helped us grow, not only as students and musicians, but as people. So for that, all I can say is thank you.
Speaking of costumes as well, that is definitely the coolest thing that I've ever had the chance to wear. I'm sure Mary can attest to that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and I still have my ribbon, which is really cool too. Thank you so much, Mr. Clark, for everything that you have done for all of us here. I am so grateful to have had this opportunity. I wrote my college essay about the first time that I ever really felt proud of a performance that I'd done, and that was for Beauty and the Beast. And that is thanks in no small part to you and your support and your guidance. And I can't even count how many fond memories that I have of Chamber and of the shows, lifelong friendships that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me, for all of us, and I'm really glad to be here to sing with Mary again and just to celebrate everything that you have done. So thank you.
Yes, I made the choice. For Papa, I will stay. But I don't deserve to lose my freedom in this way, you monster. If you think that what you've done is right, well then, you're a fool. Think again. Is this home? Is this where I should learn to be happy? Never dreamed that a home could be dark and cold. I was told every day in my childhood, even when we grow old, home should be where the heart is. Never were words so true. My heart's far, far away. Home is too. What I'd give to return to the life that I knew lately. And to think I complained of that dull provincial town. Is this home? Am I here for a day or forever? Shut away from the world until who knows when. Oh, but then, as my life has been altered once, it can change again. Build higher walls around me, change every lock and key. Nothing lasts, nothing holds all of me. My heart's far, far away, home and free.
Give it up for Mary and Caroline, everybody. Beauty and the Beast has always been it's been a favorite of mine for years. What keeps me up at night, though, is if it took place in the modern day and you were working at Beast Castle, what would be the worst, appliance or piece of furniture that you could turn into? My money's always been on bidet. This cue card says there was supposed to be a bigger laugh after that one, too. But don't worry about it. Please welcome to the stage our next speaker. I'm sorry that the bidet joke is what precedes you. You deserve better than that, Steve. Please give a round of applause for Steve Brooks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. First, I'd like to say a very quick thank you to a few people. First, Jacob Trowbridge and the technical crew back there for filming this and making the sound and lights all happen. Our accompanist all night long, David Jark. He's been with us for 8 shows, David. Thank you, wherever he is. Shelby Davis has been working to coach all these fantastic acts. Thank you, Shelby. And a big thank you to Mr. Tom Connolly for really putting this entire night together. Thank you, Tom. Tom will come out, I'm sure, and say a few words, but I think it's worth recognizing now. 16 years ago, I hadn't had my first child yet. I don't think I had any gray hair. A youthful 34-year-old, eager to make my mark, I started my job as the band and orchestra director here at Newington High School. I had high hopes to make great music here, but I had no idea that I'd formed such a strong bond with an amazing teammate, Mr. Chris Clark. Together, we have been the music department, just the two of us. And in a profession where harmony between band and choir directors isn't always guaranteed, we've been unusually lucky. No turf wars, no drama. Our relationship has been nothing but supportive, from concert seasons and musicals to budget meetings, overnight trips with 100 teenagers. Chris has an incredible gift. He makes every student feel welcome, as you've heard tonight. Long before we were required to greet students at the door, Chris was already there, smiling in the hallway, cracking jokes, making the kids feel like they belong. Watching him has changed the way I teach. He reminded me that music isn't just all about skill and rigor. It's not just about the all-state kids. It's about heart. Chris is one of the most special people I've ever worked with. And annoyingly, he's also one of the hardest to roast because he's just so genuinely nice. But come on, I gotta roast him a little bit, right? Let's talk about technology. I'd tell you to keep in touch with Mr. Clark on Facebook after he retires, but nope, he's not there. Instagram, Mr. Clark? Snapchat? No? Okay, email. Oh, also no. He doesn't even have a personal email address. If you want to send him a note during retirement, you're just going to have to go full analog. Warm up the pen and paper. Sorry. Don't get me started on trying to watch Mr. Clark try to play a video for chamber choir on the smartboard. It's like watching your grandparent try to change the input on the TV, but using the garage door opener. You know, the new choir director, he seems like a wonderful person. He'll never replace Mr. Clark, but at least it looks like he can send a text message without going, "I'll see you later, period. After school, period. How was your day? Question mark?" As you heard before, Chris tells his students, sing from the heart and you'll reach the heart. He lives that mantra in his teaching and in his friendships. Over the years, he's become far more than a colleague. He's seen me through moving houses, raising my children, watching our parents grow older. For 16 years, he's been a steady, supportive friend to me. For 22 years, he's been a force for good in this school. And for 34 years, he's been making the performing arts a home for countless singers and musicians. Everyone in this room, and so many more who couldn't be here tonight, know exactly how he made you feel. Special, important, supported, seen. And I haven't even mentioned the music. I've had the privilege to conduct the pit orchestra for the last 10 musicals with Chris. Some of the proudest moments of my career happened right here, with many of you on stage and my orchestra right in the pit with me, and all of it thanks to Chris Clark. Chris, thank you for your friendship, your generosity, and for inspiring me and a generation of musicians in this community and beyond. You're my colleague, you're my friend, forever.
Give it up for Steve Brooks, everybody. Incredible stuff. We've got back-to-back amazing speakers. Please give a warm round of applause to Dave DeVost.
I will not cry. I will not cry. Well, first of all, I don't know if anyone was here on Tuesday night. Chris gave his last chamber choir and choral performance after his 22 years at Newington High School, and I arranged with Mrs. Tigno to have the Hartford Gay Men's Chorus sort of bomb the place, and we showed up without his knowledge, and we performed a song for him. And it was lovely. So it is our new mantra. It's called Our Chosen Family. So if you did not catch us, please come to see one of our concerts, htmc.org. But besides that, many of our friends through HTMC have donated to Chris's scholarship, and the other members have called a little bit of money, and I'm proud to give a check to his scholarship in the amount of $1,450. All right. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to share a fact with you that you all know very well. My husband has worked very hard. No, let me restate that. My husband has worked tirelessly for all of you. Although he's retiring, I in fact feel like I'm retiring too. And here's why. I will no longer be running tag sales to look for props. I will no longer be looking for scrap furniture on the side of the road to create the Les Mis barricade. I will no longer be stopping at thrift stores to look for vintage costumes for Grease, How to Succeed, and Hairspray. No, it did not matter whether we were traveling in Maine, Massachusetts, Florida, or Connecticut. We always hit the nearest thrift store that we passed. No more driving to Pennsylvania in a U-Haul, following a snowstorm to pick up the antique dentist chair that he used in the Little Shop of Horrors at Pomperaug High School. No more trying on angel costumes in our front yard for the Laramie Project. The wings were so big they wouldn't even fit in our house. No more being a live mannequin so Chris could hem dresses for Drowsy Chaperone and Thoroughly Modern Millie. No more serving as a chaperone for his first trip when he could not wrangle enough chaperones, or his last trip when he had too many volunteers vying for a spot. No more prepping the pool and the yard for the chamber choir party. No more delivering food to him during his double runs of any given musical in any given year. No more having our living room look like RuPaul's Drag Race and Project Runway simultaneously exploded. Boy, you have certainly done a lot, but most importantly, you have done it with patience, grace, humility, honor, and love, and I would not trade 1 minute of it. Congratulations. I look forward to a clean house and delicious gourmet meals. Enjoy every minute of this celebration, which I now named Clarkapalooza. You deserve this, and I love you.
Give it up for Dave, everybody. Incredible. For our next live performance, performing Dancing Queen from Mamma Mia, please welcome Brooklyn Bradley, Ella Michaud, and Jada Hewlett.
Okay, before we start, I'll make it quick, I promise. Hi. So throughout the night, I've just been slowly erasing things from my notes that I was going to speak about, and everything's been said. So I just wanted to share a fond memory that I have with Mr. Clark. It was actually my closing night of Mamma Mia, and I was standing on the tee, and Mr. Clark looks up at me and grabs my hand, and I said, what's up? Like, are you okay? And he goes, I'm just having a moment. And I think now, looking down at you, Mr. Clark, just kind of like we were before, I'm having that same moment for you. So I just want to say congratulations and thank you. And for everybody else, feel free to sing and dance along with us. Yeah! So let's get moving.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, dig in the dancing queen. Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing, you come to look for a kid. Anybody can be that guy, night is young and the music's high, where they play the rock music, everything is fine, you're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, sing it along! You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, oh, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that the dancing queen. Your tease, you turn them on, leave them burning, and then you're gone. Looking out for another, anyone will do. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, oh, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, dig in the dancing queen. Dig in the dancing queen. Mr. Clark, see that girl, watch that scene, dig in the dancing queen.
I think it's my turn. So I'm glad that I need you to stay up here. I'm going to be addressing you all and some of you later, but I do have a few things and a few thank yous I want to get to and hopefully hold it together. There are so many thank yous to say, so many feelings to share, so many people I need to hug, and so many emotions. First off, I am happy to say I am not dead. Students and people around town have read this poster for tonight. Newington High will not be the same without him. A lifetime of memories. And they thought the event was a memorial. I've been stopped in grocery stores by shocked people. Restaurants, they stop me. Even students in the hall, they see me, but they're like, we thought you were dead. So I'm very excited that, yes, I'm alive, kicking, and still here. But thank you. I want to acknowledge my family from Massachusetts and Connecticut that I know are here tonight. My cousin Greg, who played percussion, cousin Jean Marie, who played the flute, cousin Michelle, clarinet, piano, my sister Holly, who played the French horn, my uncle Dick, that played the trombone, my aunt Patty, that played the piano, clarinet, and oboe. And those are just my family members that are here tonight. We all played instruments. My uncle Bud played French horn, and my Aunt Marie was a soprano vocal major, and both were music teachers, along with my Aunt Patty. In fact, it was my Aunt Patty that taught me how to play the piano, and with my Uncle Dick, helped purchase my first trombone. Thank you, family, for being here. My mother and father were and are my biggest fans. My father passed away about 10 years ago, and my mother is unable to travel and couldn't be here tonight. However, no matter where I am or what I am doing, my mother, my father, and my sister are always with me, whether in person or not, always believing in me, encouraging me, supporting me, and cheering me on at every performance or concert. It was no shock when I told my family I wanted to go into music ed and performance. I had such a strong, rich musical experience in my hometown of Middleborough, Mass. I wanted to keep playing, acting, and singing, and to share my love of music with others, to become a teacher. After I graduated from Westfield State, I decided to stay on as a substitute teacher at the high school where I completed my student teaching, Southampton, Mass, because of the connections that I made with the students, and I musically directed their spring show, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I don't think I was paid for that, but it does. I just realized that. Well, whatever. Then came Braintree High School. I thought, wow, my first teaching job. I'm going to add the same thing, ironically, over there. They had a giant over there, John Kuhner, and a legend. And there was that buffer year, I think it was Mr. Pia, that just had that unfortunate time to follow somebody, and then I come in. So that worked in my favor twice. But I thought, wow, my first teaching job, why don't I direct my favorite musical, a simple show, West Side Story? This is, of course, where I had the joy of working with and getting to know Debbie, who you saw earlier, and her family. It was very difficult for me to find her, because you know I'm not on social media, and I didn't know how to go about it, but I persevered, and I finally found her. So thank you, Debbie, I was like, do you know who this is? And you almost hung up on me because you thought it was some creep. I said, you went to Braintree High School, didn't you? You were in West Side Story. Who is this? Happy ending. All right. Then off to grad school in New York to study opera performance at SUNY Purchase. I directed several community and high school musicals while I was in New York, nothing better to do. And then I moved to Connecticut and started at Mansfield Middle School. 5 years later, I went to Pomborough High School in Southbury, Connecticut, and always crossing paths with amazing students, family, and staff, and some here tonight, and some of them are here tonight. After 7 years there was a push to do less choral concerts and only to do one musical every other year. And the other year, I could do something small. Had to be small. I was very disappointed. And at the time, there was this ad, as you've heard mentioned, an opening for a choral teacher at Newington High School. I called my good friend Jeff Vita and asked about the music department at his alma mater, and would it be a good fit for me? He said, absolutely. And that is a shout out to Dr. Perlini, who hired me. 22 years later, 86 musicals, I think, 68 concerts, I think, 9 or 10 years at Kids Company with Lenore, 10 years singing at the Ronald McDonald House, caroling, dinner theaters, barbershop, senior paloozas, variety shows, All-State, all New England, regional festivals, field trips, adjudication festival. List goes on. A lot of that was after school, too, but it doesn't matter. So, some other thank yous. I want to thank all the music staff and staff that I've worked with over the past. Special remembrance to George Stevens. The amazing administrators that I've had to work with, including Tara, Mike, Jamie, and Mario that are here tonight. My special chaperone and cribbage buddy and friend, Gail Kelly. Amazing parents and boosters, Nina, Connie, Ellen, Cindy, Sue, Mary Ellen, Becca, Janet, Lee, Paul, Kathy, Mary, Beth, Kathleen, Lorena, Romana, and there's so many more. My dear friends that I met through drama, Lenore and Gary, who spoke tonight, my old and dear friends Tom, Ray, Jeff, and Tom, Melissa, Scott, Cameron, and Ian, my very close friends, chosen family, the Hartford Gaymen's Chorus. My in-laws are also here tonight, Manny and Lorraine, and thanks to my amazing husband of soon-to-be 36 years, the reason why I moved to Connecticut. David, thank you for always supporting me in my crazy rehearsal schedule. He loves to come to my shows and play the game, Which Things Have Disappeared from My House? And now on the... He goes, is that my... Just enjoy the show. I want to say thank you to our beloved daughter, Esther, and our son, Moses, whom both have brought us so much joy and love in our lives. Love you more. Our grandkids, Ann, Addie, and Avery. And then thank you to the... I'm going to get to you. Thank you to the best teaching partner I've ever had, Stephen Brooks. I've said it the other day, we're a team of two. We always check in with each other and always have each other's back. I did write, he is a tech wizard compared to me. He is an amazing teacher, an amazing saxophonist, but even a better friend. Thank you to my old friend Tom Conley that orchestrated this whole evening with Steve, David at the piano, and Jacob and crew in the back. Tom, you know I don't care for social media and I don't like the spotlight unless I am in a play. But you did this for me. I can't thank you enough for giving me this moment with everyone here tonight. And now, to my former and current students out there and here with me on the stage, thank you for sharing your gift of song with me. I love the times when I sat at the piano and you sang for me, or sometimes special times when we sang together. I love that I could be there for you to tell me about getting your license, a first date, a breakup, a coming out, a fight with a friend, a good grade, a major accomplishment. I loved being your chaperone in New York, Boston, anywhere. I love that some of you have cooked for me, special things in your life. I love that we saw your first Broadway show together, some of you. I also remember the times you needed someone to talk to about maybe a family illness or hardship. Thank you for allowing me to share my love of music with you and to hear you make it your own. When I see you, I see memories, I see music, I see laughs, and I see love. You are why I teach. My father once told me that as a custodian at a school, he sometimes felt invisible. This always bothered me, and I always remembered it. I never wanted anyone to feel invisible. I greet everyone I see during the day, whether I know them or not. I form relationships. I want you to know that I see you. You were never invisible to me. I've quoted before Maya Angelou, who wrote, I've learned that people forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that is how I feel about you. Thank you for singing from the heart, because you have reached my heart. And lastly, I will always try to give you memories that last a lifetime, but now I realize it was you that gave me memories to last my lifetime. So now I'd like to sing one last song to sum up my feelings about retiring. So stay up here. It doesn't matter what I sound like. That will catch me? That's going to catch me, you think? Doot, doot. Okay. People have asked, can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. People have asked, how do you feel? And I say, I'm happy, sad. And so I remembered, oh yeah, Adam's family. So here we go, happy, sad. Right and wrong, who's to say which we should refuse? All we know, love survives either way we choose. Here I am at the edge, afraid that I might fall. I won't resist, I insist. Love still conquers all. I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling sad, a little childish, a little dad. I think of all the days we've known, all the ways we've grown, and see you on your own. And then I'm feeling happy and sad again. I think I'm rested, but then I'm tired. Today requested, tomorrow retired. And now I'm going to something new, move on from what I knew. How can I ignore such news? I'm sad and happy. Why should I choose? Life is full of contradictions. Every inch a mile. At the moment we start weeping, that's when we should smile. In every heaven, you'll find some hell, and there's a welcome in each farewell.
Life can be harsh, the future strict. Who would dare predict? At least we are together tonight. So let's be happy, forever happy, completely happy, and a tiny bit sad.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Connolly. I'm the director of the program here. I'm on the schedule. I'm on the speaking schedule. I'm not going to take up a lot of time tonight. We are just about at the end of our program. We have a very special moment to share with you all. I just, for my sake, I want to say, before Chris was my coworker, before Chris was my partner in crime here on the stage, Chris was my friend. Before I worked here, before I was even a teacher, Chris was my friend. And I've had the honor to be able to work alongside him and help to shape the lives of the wonderful people you see around you tonight. And I've taken, as others have said, I've taken my cues from Chris. Leading with your heart. And so it has been my honor and my privilege to work alongside my friend for the last 16 years, and I will miss him. I'm happy for him as he goes off to this next chapter of his life, and I'm cautiously excited to see what the future of our program has here, but a few weeks ago, when they were doing interviews for the person who would take the position that he's vacating, Chris and I were talking, and it was a rough day. And Chris had said, you know, it's tough. I thought I was going to be okay with this, but it's tough to see. And now those who know me know I'm a huge science fiction nerd. Star Trek, Star Wars, the whole 9 yards. And I immediately thought of a line from one of my favorite Star Trek movies, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. The even ones are the good ones. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Star Trek lore, Spock, the first officer, in this instance he is getting ready to retire, and he has a young Vulcan woman who he's grooming to replace him, and he tells her, "It is my intention for you to replace me." And her response is, "I could only succeed you." And I shared that with Chris, and because the person who comes in after him will succeed him, because there is no one who can replace Chris in our hearts and in this program. So, thank you. And with that, I'd like to lead into a word from our superintendent, who wanted to be here tonight and speak, but she could not. So she gave us a video message instead.
Hi, Chris. I am so sorry to miss your big night. I'm grateful that it will be taped so I can watch it, and what I am sure will be an amazing tribute. And I'm sorry to miss the look on your face after the big reveal surprise that many of your former students, parents, and colleagues have arranged for you. What I would like to say is that you're an amazing teacher. You give 1,000% every day. Any production that I've witnessed your involvement in has been nothing short of spectacular. How many musical directors make the costumes for the production or fly to Florida to get authentic Broadway quality costumes like you did for Once Upon a Mattress? You care about your students and it shows. I wish you could have heard Board of Ed student reps Michael Oforio Jr. and Abby Pratt mention how you are, what you are like as a teacher. He gets us and he really cares. Finally, you care about your colleagues. I was so touched when you came to my dad's funeral a few years ago. I also witnessed how you remember about your former students and the plays that they were in. When I told Tommy that you remembered he was in Once Upon a Mattress, he said, "I can't believe you remembered that. You are one of a kind, and I won't say goodbye because I do believe our paths will cross again." Happy retirement, Chris.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me just fine? Okay. I definitely can't read this. I'm a mess. I'll keep it brief. I'd first like to invite Jessica Weaver, Vice Chair of the Board of Education, up to join me as well. The beauty of going last is that everything has been said, and you also want me to wrap up, so I will go quickly. Mr. Clark, the space that you have created in this room is unlike anything on the face of this earth. I was blessed in my time at the high school and throughout my life with 4 parents. My parents, James Kravanka, if you know, and you. You weren't just a teacher. You haven't just been a teacher for all of these years. You've been more than a mentor. You've been a friend. You've been a parent, a guardian, a guiding light for generations of students and staff and parents. And my senior year of high school, when I was standing right here, you made me feel very seen, because you had encouraged me throughout many years to pursue my dreams. And in that moment, in my final show on this stage, you wheeled out a cake with the emblem of the school that I planned to go to study theater, and you celebrated me. So I'd like to take my opportunity to celebrate you and return the favor, because I think it's fitting that anybody who enters this building ever again to see a show in this space knows the contributions that you have made to it. And so the best way we thought we could do that, together with the Board of Education, is to name this stage the Christopher Clark stage.
So I'm so glad that Mr. Clark is not a tech wizard, because we did discuss this at our last board meeting. In public, where I gave my remarks, and I just want to, as we say in politics, a point of personal privilege, but just want to say thank you so much, Mr. Clark. The reason we're both proud alum of this school system, and then now coming back as you're now the youngest elected, and me being the youngest on the board, we did it because of the educators we love, and Mr. Clark is the reason why, and also the reason why the love of my life is also there. Hi, Hugh. Give it up for our MC. Good job. But we discussed this, that we really wanted to, I think all of us would agree that every time you come to a stage, you'll be reminded of Mr. Clark, and we thought, what better way? We did go back and forth on the choir room versus here, but we thought,
I think this is emblematic of someone, as we said, who is a legacy and a legend.
So, Mr. Clark, this plaque will sit right on that side of the stage, and we're so excited for the installation. We're going to look forward to continuing to celebrate you and your many years to come of success and happiness in our town, and we just thank you.
So we're gonna have a reception with coffee. I think we're all gonna need it at this point, I think. And some goodies in the auditorium lobby. What we're gonna ask is if you'd like to take a moment, greet Mr. Clark. He's gonna be in. There's a lovely balloon arch that's been set up in the auditorium, the lobby there. If those of you who would like to opportunity to say hi to Mr. Clark, we're gonna ask you to exit through the stage right side here, so this door over here, and you'll form like a receiving line. If you just want to get some cake, coffee, and wave hi and goodbye, then go out this side or out the back there, so we get a nice receiving line and we can do this in sort of an orderly fashion. So, thank you so much on behalf of all of us. Thank you so much for coming out and helping us celebrate our friend. Good night.